Two Rasta from Penn, man.
Jaja.
That's the people that from Buckler done you talk about the black road. Boy, go suck everyone.
Yo, one vehicle, Stop pushing me on the boy.
Yo, take me so far.
Jaja. Because it's that I overheat. Once we drive it hard, it will overheat. Trust me. That can't carry nobody, you know. It will overheat, trust me.
Que pasa, sapa, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. Now, the voices that you hear from a video of an incident that took place in a place called Trinityville, that is in St. Thomas. Based on information, it is said that at least 10 persons were injured in a two-vehicle collision, 6 women and 4 men. 6 supporters of the PNP were traveling in a some sorts of Toyota Fielder, grey one to be specific, headed towards Albion. Apparently they had some sorts of ballot boxes. They were trying to keep up with the front leader of the convoy, so therefore they were pressing pedal to the metal, meaning the driver. The driver of that vehicle lost control and hit into a vehicle containing 4 supporters of the JLP. So therefore 6 supporters of the PNP in a grey Fielder Toyota, and then 4 supporters of the JLP in our next vehicle. The Power report did not specify they collided. After the impact, all 10 persons in that vehicle were badly injured. As a matter of fact, it is said that they were all taken to the Princess Margaret Hospital. However, 2 of them had to be transported to a hospital in the Kingston area because of the severity of their injuries. Now, people, we've heard the politicians claiming that there's going to be a fair and safe election. However, what we've also seen is that in one instance, JLP supporter lose our foot, our PNP supporter, one of them, an ex-supporter of the JLP, I think, fall off of some sorts of van, drop, bust out Fime's skull. An ex-15-year-old PNP supporter, his mother is a PNP supporter, so I guess it makes him a PNP too. Him drop off at some sorts of minibus, trying to hop from one to the next one. However, his maneuver or skill set were not that great, and him fall and lick, bust out the whole of female and also. Fast forward again, this happened on Thursday, I think at about 6 p.m. 10 people, 2 different vehicles. So we have to ask the question, is your life and injury or health less important than that of the party? You are going to put party before health, well-being and everything. People, what is wrong with these people? The rules and regulations of the road is simple. I understand that it is the heat of political whatever it is. However, safety should be of paramount importance. That should be priority numero uno. However, whenever there is dunceness, adrenaline, and also hypeness and people that feel as if they are bigger than the rules and laws of the road, this is always going to be what happened. It is always a recipe for disaster. However, like the saying goes, he that exalteth himself shall be abased. Show off bring disgrace, who can hear them I go feel. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. All of those sayings appropriately applies to these political, whatever you call it, mumbo jumbo, point blank and period. Further on in the news, it is called Arrest After Arrival. On or about August of 2023, a beautiful young lady, her name is Alicia King. She was 17 at the time. She was awaiting the results of her CSEC, in which she got 6 passes. She had a boyfriend, his name is Antoine Gray. He was also 17 going on to 18 at the time. However, it seems as if there was some sorts of trouble in paradise, in which Mr. Antoine Gray thought that it was a brilliant idea because he got all in his feelings, jealousy and obsession. It is said that this young lady was staying at one of her family members' house. Maybe this man was giving her a hard time and she tried to take away herself from him. However, more than likely, she had probably brought him over to the family's house. It is said that this young lady was asleep when this young youth decides to imago DOSSER with some sorts of gasoline and then fling some sorts of matches upon her. This young lady, beautiful, was pretty much disfigured in the face all over the body. Luckily for some sort of San Marino Foundation or association that is from overseas and also Jamaica, they pretty much responded with some sorts of hospital in America, and she was there for a couple of months for rehabilitation. It is said that she returned to the island on Tuesday of this week. On or about Wednesday of the same week, couple of days ago, the Popo did some sorts of special operation. They heard that this youth, Mr. Anton Gray, was hiding out at some sorts of family member's house. They went to the house, they caught him, they took him into custody. A next lady was also arrested during this operation. It is said that this person that was also in the house with him was arrested for harboring some sorts of fugitive, because after that incident the Popo had put him on the person of interest, call it suspect list. Now people, when we see exactly what is going on, it explains the problem that we have in Jamaica. We see that a lot of women are the facilitators of the FUCKRY. So therefore, when these young men go out and them create all sorts of problem, all sorts of crime, all sorts of SHOOTING, take away a person's life, it is these same women that are washing the BLOODY clothes. It is the same women that are hiding these people. Such is the case. This youth did a very despicable act. However, his family members were guarding him. They were shielding him along with the community. What is wrong with these people in these communities? And then you hear them a bawl only when stuff reaches at their doorstep. Because everybody should know that this man is a monster based on what he did. However, they were still shielding him. It is only a pity that when the Popo went for him, they did not just take out everybody, including that family member that was shielding and guarding him. Pretty much send them to the place where they belong to be. Final destination, destination doom, meaning the GRAVE yard. So the good thing is that this young lady is back and she's in good spirit after a whole bunch of surgery, a whole bunch of rehabilitation, a whole bunch of plastic surgery to be specific. And the bad thing is that they did not take away this youth like I said before. However, the good thing is that at least if and when she goes to court, or exactly when she goes to court, she will feel more safer to know that this monster is locked up in a place where he deserves to be. I recommend the other place, Destination Doom Part 2. However, people, sometimes we'll get a win. A win is a win is a win. Sooner or later, he will get exactly what he deserves, meaning DEATH, point blank and period. Further on in the news, if you have doubts that some of these high school, non-traditional high school are pretty much for criminals in training, speaking in general terms, cannot say that there are not some good students who are trying to learn. However, the bad apples always spoil the whole DAMN bunch. The picture that you see on your screen is of some contrabands that were found at a high school in a Spanish town, St. Catherine, when they had some sorts of security team, meaning the JCF came in along with the security branch and conducted some sorts of search. This search was at a 8th grade, so therefore if you talk about 8th grade, you talk about maybe 14, 15-year-old picnic. Don't quote me on this. Now people, when you look at the stuff that is there, soul's comb, a couple of scissors, some condom, soul's comb, me no know who have any sorts of afro now. However, this comb can be used for pretty much pry out your eye. Same thing as it pertains to the scissors, inflict all sorts of bad wounds. Condom, I guess they are having sex, so therefore they can bring more menaces to society in a Jamaica. There's also a whole bunch of comb with all sorts of point, you call them shank in the prison, and then of course other sorts of contraband. Now based on the information, it is said that they brought in some sorts of professional help, so therefore they can have some sorts of sensitization program. So therefore they can teach these good little boys and good little girls to become productive members of society and teach them the dangers of these contraband as if them never already know. People like them say, some of these students, some of these schools, it seems almost hopeless and it is not good to give up on people. However, it's not everybody deserve any sorts of second chance, any sorts of rehabilitation. So anyways, out of this harsh reality, at least they would then know that, alright, these picnic not only bad, them a bring some sorts of contraband to protect themselves or even inflict wounds on other students. So what this shows you is that not only are these students not learning anything in a school, they have now created all sorts of gang in a school, but the good thing is that they have disarmed some of these gangsters and gangs from their weapons. However, you know, so by tomorrow or as we speak, them have some new one, each up in them ways, including some sorts of 5 and 7 star ratchet for pretty much take away people 3 points, point blank and period. Further on in the news, it is called, if you diss the Don, you're surely going to DIE. Now you and I know that Jamaica is infested, infiltrated with all sorts of gang, clans, one other to name a few. However, it seems as if the gangs with the biggest following of sheeples, people would pretty much put their life on the line. If you diss them Don, diss their leader, meaning Mark Golden and also NGAndrew HOLNESS. You might end up on the other side of life. The picture that you see on your screen is of a man that is from Gregory Park. There was a video that is circulating all over social media based on some sorts of interview that was done. This man pretty much came out and said, listen, may I deal with my job, may I deal with my sorts of farming. I am not relying on any sorts of PM, any sorts of party, any sorts of JLP, any sorts of PNP. It was directly aimed at Mr. NGAndrew HOLNESS. So therefore the people in the community start say, boy, you diss up the Don, so therefore you deserve to lose your life. Well people, guess what? It actually manifested. It is said that this man received at least 7 pieces of corn, mostly in the upper body, mostly in the head, because he dissed the leader of some sorts of political party, namely NGAndrew HOLNESS. This is my disclaimer. I am not saying that NGAndrew HOLNESS endorse or put out any sorts of word. I only tell you what the people them are say, because in this NGAndrew HOLNESS, the people them say, you know, say him a this the leader of our party, especially in these festive season for the politics. This man needs to be set as an example. This man needs to lose his life. People, we should not be surprised because we see it over and over again. These people have a willingness to put their life and health on the line in these political motorcade. And if them feel as if the party or its leaders' power is in jeopardy, they might do things that is pretty much take away people like me say, me just tell you word on the street is not always 100% proof. However, whenever you hear something, there's always something in a something, point blank and period. So anyways people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, Please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. Bless up.